What's going on, guys? John here. We're back with another episode of the Alaska State Dynasty, and we just got to the end of what I believe is season four, right? Because this would be episode, let's see, 54, and you divide that by four, that'd be about 13, right? Yeah. So this is the end of season four. Uh, Oregon won the national championship. We lost our bowl game. If you guys didn't miss the last episode, sorry for if you guys did miss last episode, sorry for spoiling it. I guess I can go through before everybody leaves. Go through the season stats. Jackie Wolf led us in passing, 39 touchdowns, 21 picks. Brewer had 6 touchdowns, 6 picks, and then there are the yards for them. Rushing wise, I mean, Aiden Knoll was an amazing start to the year, and then getting hurt and out for the rest of the season. 812, 788 for Jerry and Parker, 14 touchdowns. Both of them had amazing seasons before basically having it all end due to injury. Harvey Brightwell, Nick Hepburn. I mean, there wasn't any rushing besides that. So you can't expect much. Wolf had 2 rushing touchdowns. Brewer had a touchdown in the last game. Receiving, Khalil Lewis ended up surpassing 1,000 yards. So it's 1,349 and 13 touchdowns for Bryson Jones, 1,002 and 13 touchdowns for Khalil Lewis, 861 and 8 touchdowns for Houston. We're going to have a great three-headed monster next year. 438, 5 touchdowns for Young, 230 and a touchdown for Parker, 216 and 2 touchdowns for Brightwell, 181 for Knoll, 180 for Harbor, 24 for Ferris, 14 for Houston. I mean, 12 for Knutson. That's pretty cool. Defensively, tackle leader was Brendan McLean, but he really sucked. He did not deserve that. Volmer had 87. I think he's probably going to leave, and that sucks because he was top 10 in best defensive player. Moon also had 87. TFLs, it was Volmer. Gore, Horner, Elo all also had double digits. Sacks, Elo, and Horner led the way, both with over 7. Picks, it was Volmer. All of those were user picks, I'm pretty sure. There were a couple other notable ones, but I mean, those are just some others. Touchdowns for Volmer and Roderick. One was a pick 6, one was a fumble 6. Deflections, nobody really cares about those, but there are those stats. Forced fumbles, Daniels, Reyna, Greenwood, and Lil John all had 2. Some recoveries there. 1 block by Larry Reyna, and then a safety by Horner. I think we may have had a second one, but there was nothing else there. And now we get to go to players leaving. This is going to be a very heavy one. Volmer, Peterson, McLean, Daniels, Harvey Brightwell, Cox, Gates, Houston, Sturgis, Norija, Samuels, and Son are all transferring. But we're going to start with the seniors. Actually, we'll start with trying to keep guys transferring. We have 6 persuasions. So Emmanuel Volmer, you're going to be the first one I'm going to persuade. And he's gone. Tevin Daniels, I want you to stay. He's gone. I mean, none of these guys are really notable. Floyd Sturgis, he's going to stay. Alex Sun, might be another guy we want to keep. I mean, McLean is not going to stay. Harvey Brightwell, you can go. I mean, I get he's a freshman. I guess we're going to... Yeah, I shouldn't have even tried. And the last guy we're going to try and convince... I guess we can go Sean Williams because he's from the original team. Yeah, we got Floyd Sturgis to stay. Everyone else is leaving. So we're going to go over their stats. Volmer, his first and only season with us. Maybe we can get him back in free agents or in transfer portal, but I doubt it. He did amazing compared to his Georgia Tech days. Over 40 more tackles, 23 more TFLs, 3.5 more sacks, 3 picks. I mean, he was just amazing all around. He had a touchdown for us. Best defensive player, hands down. Sean William Peterson, I mean, just another basically nothing this year. Had 1 carry, nothing. I mean, I might not even try and get him back in the transfer portal. Tevin Daniel, or no, this is McLean. McLean, his first season with us and his only season with us. He had 9 TFLs, a sack, but defensively, like in coverage, he was just a liability. He had so many weak points, just struggled with everything. I think that's where he struggled the most. He was great at tackling, but that's because he led up so many catches. Tevin Daniels, this guy is big. He was from our original team. Actually, no, he was a transfer, so he's not from our original team. I don't believe. He was someone we got in year one though. Played one game as a, I think I redshirted him. Yeah, I did. And then the next 2 years, he just immediately became our best corner. Uh, 3 picks in the 2 years he was here or he played. He had 2 forced fumbles this year. I mean, he was very good for us. That's a guy I really want to get back in the transfer portal. Harvey Brightwell, not Sean William Peterson. I clearly did not click on him. Harvey Brightwell was just mid. I mean, I there wasn't a lot to like about him. I mean, he had 216 receiving yards, but running, he was just so slow. He just did not have a lot of bright spots. Bryce Cox, I think, is the last guy to actually get playing time. Guy we got in our first off season had 10 tackles that first season in TFL. This season he was his best, was 16 and 5 and 2. It sucks that we're gonna have to lose him, but he's gone. Uh, Gates didn't play. Sturgis didn't play. Norija didn't play. Samuels and Son didn't play. Jermaine Houston, that's a kind of a sad one. Exactly 3 yards and 14, or 3 catches and 14 yards both seasons, which is really funny. But he was a great blocking. He's a guy I definitely would want back if I had the option. Bryce Frost did not play really at all. Total of 6 games, had a touchdown to pick in his most playing time in the first year. He's actually been here. He's from the original team. This is a guy from original team, obviously graduating. Uh, I mean, he didn't really have anything notable, so nothing to say about Bryce Frost. John Decker, another guy from the original team, didn't play at all in 2026. Was his year he didn't play. Had 1.5 sacks, 4 TFLs, 9 total tackles, and then really just lost his starting job after we actually got real players. Roberto Boston, this is a cool. I mean, this is a guy I made after one of my friends. Uh, he was our starting center the last 2 years. Didn't give up any sacks this year, so I mean, shout out to him. He was a dog. Elijah Greenwood um, was a notable one for forcing fumbles this year. Had 5 deflections last year. He was my user, I believe, last year. At least one of my users. Had 13 TFLs. Him and Freddie Wayne kind of split that role. But last season was obviously his best season. And then this season he kind of lost that starting job with Emmanuel Volmer coming in. DeMarvin Holland, I think we actually just got him in as a transfer. He played a bit last year with injuries that we had to Malik Moon, or no, Marcus Moon, but really didn't play this year at all. Let's see. The big ones. Here come the big ones. Aiden Knoll. This one hurts a lot. First year, he was like the guy we were going to actually hold him as a red shirt, and then we just needed him so bad because our running backs were so terrible. And he did very well. This doesn't show all the stats. We'll go to the receiving shortly. I mean, overall, 20 rushing touchdowns in his career. Just awesome for him. And then receiving another 10 touchdowns, 3 in year 1, 7 in year 3. Last year's receiving, he was just amazing. Had over 1,000. This year, I believe he's going to come up 7 yards short of 1,000 total yards, which is unfortunate. But Aiden Knoll, I mean, what a guy. The streets will never forget early season Aiden Knoll this season when he had a 570-plus yard rushing touchdowns. George Lincoln, like, terrible. Chris Leno, he didn't play for us very much. Jaden Smith, this is another big one. He transferred in from North Texas, and he immediately made an impact. 2 picks last year, 2 forced fumbles and recoveries. Had a touchdown on, I believe, a fumble 6, and 4 TFLs. This season, it kind of fell off. As the number 1 guy, he kind of didn't get it targeted as much. And when he did, I just could not get him to tackle because he was just so far off. He also started as a safety, so his tackles are going to go down a little bit once you're in man coverage more. So Jaden Smith's a big one I'm going to miss. I tried to get him a catch early on in the season. He dropped it. Taj Abraham, terrorist. Carter Guillaume, terrorist. Uche Elo had 1 season with us, and it was a great season. 3 seasons at Georgia Southern. Transfers here, 12 TFLs, career high, 7.5 sacks, career high. I mean, he'd had a great season. I'm sad to see him go. And then probably the saddest one of all, him and Aiden Knoll, Jerry and Parker, just an amazing guy. He's based on a real person. I'm sure the guy's great in real life too. 446 and 7 touchdowns that first season. You know, he was kind of just coming up. And then last season, 1,087 yards and 11 touchdowns, just in a tremendous season. And then he kind of lost the starting job to Aiden Knoll. And then once Knoll started battling injuries, he came in and then started battling injuries. But 14 touchdowns for Jerry and Parker, plus 1 receiving. I mean, he was not the receiving back. That was Aiden Knoll. Aiden Knoll would come in on those third downs. But, I mean, Jerry and Parker, 62-yard reception this year. Had an 88-yard touchdown, I believe, last year, or in year 1 for him. And then 83 last year. Just some tremendous play from Jerry and Parker. But it's sad to see my 2 best players on offense leaving. A big hole, honestly. There's nobody there to take that spot. Which is why I'm going massively after that 4-star running back that we found in the pool that was interested in us. As draft results, I doubt Aiden Knoll got drafted. He's our highest overall. Yep. No drafted. That sucks, but I mean, they're so injured you wouldn't want to draft them anyway. So we got 600 points to work with, but Beaver, he doesn't like our pro potential. We haven't gotten anybody drafted. We're just gonna have to take him off the list. I can't adjust that at all. But everybody else is already committed. They can't change. Now it's time to build my board based on what I do have left. I'll come back to you after we got all that done. Okay, so we're gonna start with, Jeremiah Clemens, Eli Smoot, and Rico Anger. I scheduled all their visits and threw all of their points on, similar to what I would want them to be normally. Emmanuel Vollmer and Jermaine Houston, I can get both of them back, hopefully. Vollmer is close to locking me out already. I'm hoping this 50 points will get me in the game on him. Houston, I just put 25 because I don't know how many people are actually going to go for him, but it'd be nice to get a blocking tight end back. And then O'Keefe, Burns, Purvis, Everett, Finley and Ojabo and Watkins are all guys that are in positions of need and top of the board, guys that we're at the top of the board for. And then Vince Funchess is just throwing 50 points on him. If I get locked out after this week, I get locked out. It's a guy that'd be really nice. 4-star transfer freshman bruiser back. That'd be awesome to get. Who knows if I actually will get him, but it'd be really nice if we could. As end of week 1, we get Rico Anger visiting this week. We're top 3 in Eli Smoot, which obviously we should be. I mean, there's no reason not to be. And we're going to quickly check up Funchess. We are number 4 on his board. That is really good. That means we have a chance. We're fighting some big Florida schools, Miami, Florida, and Florida State. So really all of the big Florida schools. But that's still good nonetheless. Vollmer, we are number 2 on. I think we might be able to steal Vollmer away. And I'm really hoping we can, because that'd be awesome. Really, like O'Keefe, we have 155 points to spend just because there's no visits to adjust. So I'm just going to go and find some guys that we can just like get right away or like build a lead on and not have to worry about losing out on. Like John Friend. Yes, John is Friend. We'll throw some points on him. We're fighting Oregon for him. Dang. That sucks. Let's see, who else? If we could find guys that are in like the top 5 stage, that'd be awesome. Obviously not signed players, genius. But I'll see what else I can find. But like, guys that I can just like, maybe throw. What the heck am I listening to? My window's still open from like you guys probably heard about that from the last video. There's a bunch of noises going on outside. It's like, I don't know, Alex Waddle. We could probably throw a visit at him. Use some points up. Need another free safety, Andre Lovett. Like 2 guys that we can just say, hey, we're going to give you an offer. And then immediately schedule a visit for you. Well, I guess we don't know anything about him, though. That's the problem. Um, so we'll throw a bunch of points on him, hopefully learn something that they like, and then we'll quickly switch that. But yeah, I'm just going to throw a couple extra points on some of these other guys. I mean, there's not a lot that I can do for now. Who's the person I have the closest battle? Finley. Sure, extra 5 points. Purvis, extra 5 points. And then O'Keefe, extra 5 points. So there's what I'm going to do for this week's recruiting. Going to sim to next week. Hopefully get something good happening. We've got to commit Rico Anger, the 1-star. I mean, we expected him to commit. We are 4th for Vince. I feel like Vince is going to be off the cards now. So I'm just going to take him off the board. But I'm going to go back through, continue adjusting, and come back to you when I'm done with that. All right, so I've scheduled Vollmer's visit this week. I've scheduled Everett's next week, Ojabo's this week, Waddle's and Lovett's this week. Vollmer has a big thing with Ojabo and with the bottom 2 guys. I don't remember what their names were, but big boost with each other. And then obviously, yeah, David Everett's coming this week. Clemens, we're so far ahead on. I think we're probably going to get Clemens unless whoever the other school was makes a huge push at him. We're second on somebody's. Yeah, it's Alex Waddle. I just don't think we're going to get him. We're not gaining enough. So he's going to come off the board. And then, yeah, it's basically going to be adjusting my lineup to find guys that I know I can get and aren't going to be like lost causes. So I'll be back after that, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is the final order. We've got visits for Purvis, Everett, Finley, and Watkins this week. I also added Brian Winbush, Ty Durant, Liam Thorpe, and Quincy Alba. A bunch of guys were number 1 on their boards for. Just maybe seeing if we can get them to just commit to us. I mean, I gave him an offer and 15 points. Maybe that's enough to push me over the edge. Maybe it's not, because we're already on the top of their boards. So I'm hoping so, but we'll see. Simming to the next week, and now it's time to see who we all got. We'll start with Emmanuel Vollmer. He's back. Jeremiah Clemens, the 4-star running back, has committed as there's another motorcycle driving by. Eli Smoot, the 3-star quarterback, has committed. Jermaine Houston is back. John Friend, John is a friend, is back. Nope, is here. Austin Burns. Patrick O'Keefe. Forrest Purvis. David Everett. George Ojabo, another running back. Kyrie Watkins. Brian Winbush. Ty Durant. All committed. James Finley does end up going somewhere else. So does Thorpe. I wish you would just not skip that, so we don't get Finley, Thorpe, or Alba. I wonder how close I was to that. If you just go to signing day. Alba, you can't see it. Okay. What was Thorpe? Was Thorpe good dev trait? Nope, he was normal. Don't care. Finley was one that I kind of wanted. What was his dev trait? Impact. Oh, dang it. Okay. So we'll go back to the last one you guys saw was Anger. Was normal dev. Clemens, star. That is awesome. A star contact-seeking running back. Smoot is normal. Impact for Vollmer, we already knew that. Normal for Houston. Star for Patrick O'Keefe. That's great. Normal for Burns. Normal for Purvis. Normal for Everett. Normal for Ojabo, Watkins, Friend. Impact for Wimbush. And normal for Durant. And those are some pretty big transfers, though. Getting a lot of those guys in to our spots. And Brick Lewis is right now our best overall. Who knows if that'll stay. He's star dev, so he should be the highest by the end of this, but who knows. This is going to be our last season with Bryson Jones and Jordan Houston, though, so that kind of sucks. But I'm going to do my roster changes, or roster moves, and then come back to you after that. So, see you later. All right, so for our main spots, Jackie Wolf, Marcus Brewer, and Eli Smoot are going to be our top 3. Smoot technically could get moved to running back, but I made a big switch at running back. Josh Harbor is now a running back. He's our number one running back. I'll also just go to wide receivers quick. With already having these top four, uh, Harbor would have had to deal with fighting these four for their spot. Instead, I move him to running back where he's going to be our number one. Ojabo will probably jump Clemens, and Bland will not be nowhere to be found. Um, so I just figured, why not? Also, Nick Hepburn has become our fullback just because I don't got anywhere better to put him. LJ Young and Jermaine Houston are top tight ends, but Kyrie Watkins was a 66 overall tight end. So I was like, we need another tight end. I'm going to throw him out there. Tommy Moong is an offensive lineman that I just moved to tight end as well because we had extra. O'Keefe will be our starting left tackle unless Malvo jumps in. Brick Lewis will be left guard. Grant Huff, our center spot is really bad. Like, I don't think there's anybody that really is good there either. So it's just gonna have to be Grant Huff just thugging it out. Tobias Phoenix will be right guard. Yaboa will be right tackle. Carter and Kellum will be our top two edge rushers. Major Floyd down here as well. Okori and is now moved from right outside linebacker or whatever it is, Sam linebacker to right edge, along with Akpako Rurik is going to be the number two guy. Okori was basically playing the edge most of the time anyway, but now he doesn't have to be a liability at the linebacker role. Gerald Hope, who was the right edge, is now our D tackle one. We just had no D tackles, and they really are not. Like Heaps and Pike are going to have to get better before we actually do anything with that. Charles Gore, Freddie Wayne, both 74s are going to be at Sam. My guess is Gore will stay ahead of Wayne, but you never know. Mike linebacker, Volmer, and then Morris. Will linebacker is just going to be Reggie Horner. Cornerbacks, Winbush is going to be our number one unless Moon passes him, which is possible, I guess. Then Reyna, Lehman, Sturgis, the running back, by the way. Floyd Sturgis is now a cornerback because we needed cornerback depth. Deontay John will probably get redshirted, and then Malik Moon, sorry. Free safeties, it's going to be Roderick Purvis, Dexter, and Wheeler. Strong safeties, just Spriggs. Lil John's not good enough to mention. And then Nicky and Camacho. So the biggest thing I'm going to look out for is this running back room. Because Josh Harbor will be a senior next year. And there's a good chance he'll probably end up splitting carries with Jeremiah Clemens. Because with the star dev, he'll go up a lot. Ojabo and Lovelace, they'll probably play. I mean, Ojabo will definitely play over Clemens this season. I want to redshirt Clemens, but I don't know if he'll get mad for me redshirting him. So that's a decision I'll have to make at a future time. But we're going into our first. We're going to Sim. We leveled up. Harbor already wants to transfer. He's an 83 now, so that kind of spoils it. Floyd Sturgis is up to a 73 cornerback. And we get a dev trait going up. Jordan Houston's impact dev. Sick. And we get another dev trait. Reggie Horner's impact dev. We get a third one. Emmanuel Volmer's now star dev. Wow. So Volmer's up to a star development. I'm closing my eyes, switching to quarterback. And Jackie Wolf is now by far our best quarterback. He is a 79 overall. It's his final year, so he will probably start the entire season. Really good decent throw power, solid accuracies. I mean, a lot of this is big. Brewer is a good scrambler, which is ridiculous. We'll see how he competes with Smoot next year, but he's got similar stats to Wolf, is the thing. Wolf's faster, but Brewer's got the rest of the agilities. At running back, we already knew Josh Harbor's an 83. Ojabo jumps Clemens up to a 76, and then Bland is to a 67. Ha 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 ha, funny number. Harbor will be interesting at running back because, a lot of them are like, break tackle. And what's his break tackle? I mean, it's 78. That's not terrible. He doesn't have the power ability like trucking and stiff arming, but we can always throw Ojabo in for those kind of goal line stuffs. Fullback, Hepburn goes up 2, gets great pass blocking buffs and run blocking and lead blocking. And that's about all he does. Wide receivers, Khalil Lewis is our number one wide receiver. He goes up 11 overall, 12 strength, He's still slow as molasses, but 94 catch in traffic, 99 jump. This is basically what would have happened if Cade Workman actually panned out. 99 toughness, 99 injury. Same with Bryson Jones for the injury and Jordan Houston. I didn't look at their overalls, though. I completely skipped over it. Bryson Jones is now an 86. He only goes up 2. Jordan Houston's an 84. He goes up 3. So our top 3 are going to be so good. Ferris is up to a 74. Larson's a 67. Another funny number. Ha ha ha. And Fox is a 65. Khalil Lewis is going to be a dog. He will probably still play our slot receiver because that's what he's really like the way he's going to be the best. But we'll see. Tight ends, it's all mid. All of them go up very low overalls. Moung goes up 6. I guess that's cool. But that's nothing to write home about. O'Keefe goes up 4. Brick Lewis only goes up 1, so kind of pathetic for that star dev. He might get drafted, though, so, I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. Huff goes +6, along with Durant going +4. Phoenix does not go up at all. That's stupid. Yaboa goes up 1. Cook goes up 12. That's cool. Carter goes up 2. Kellum goes up 3. Okori goes up 1. Blair goes up 7. That's cool down the bottom. Hope goes up 4, so a good defensive tackle. We got +9 for Gage Kane. That's cool. Charles Gore goes up 6, so he's an 80. Freddie Wayne, I love Freddie Wayne, but he's just not, he doesn't got it. Robinson +5. Volmer goes +4. He's going to be an 83 to start the year. Morris +4. Will linebacker, it's going to be Horner +3. Will be the number 1. Cornerbacks, Winbush +4. Reyna +5. Moon +2. Lehman +3. Sturgis +5. Moon +5. So the Moons in their final season are going to be buried in the depth chart. Free safety, Roderick goes +3. Purvis +4. Purvis might actually be the starter. Dexter goes +7 for some reason. And then at strong safety, it's going to be Spriggs. You guys know him. Kick power does not go up for Nicky, which kind of sucks because he is a power kicker, but he's going to have to be an accuracy kicker because that's not true anymore. And then punter, Camacho, sick. So Khalil Lewis going +11 has got to be the craziest thing about this. Our new fastest player is going to be Michael Roderick. Winbush is also up there. Bryson Jones. I mean, we've got some crazy stats. Who's our best kicker? I want to know who's going to be our kick returner because that's going to be something that we're going to not have anymore with no Aiden Knoll. Kick return. That's not what I meant to click. Emmanuel Ferris and LJ Young is actually going to be our number 2 kick returner. And the problem is with the kick return stat, a lot of them are just really slow. So like our Josh Harbor would be our best option probably because he's fast, but he doesn't have the kind of other stuff. So that's going to be that. Training, I'm pretty happy with that. That's awesome for us. Sturgis, Harbor. We already know those guys all want to transfer. Now we got to encourage transfers. We need to get rid of 2 people. I think the first guy I'm going to get rid of is going to be Colby Dingle. So he's gone. And then I guess the next guy that's going to have to go is, I'm just going to make it be Andre Fox. Never played for us. So he is going to go. And then last one. That guy. Just because I can't pronounce his name. So there's that. I'm not going to make any more custom conferences. Like, nobody needs to switch. I might, let's see. I'm going to upgrade DBs because our DBs need to get better. I want to get that zone coverage and play rec up. So that's what I'm going to upgrade there. And we're going to sim 2 next week. The final thing we'll do in this episode is make our schedule. We are 74 overall now. Volmer wants to transfer again because of playing style. Sturgis, a lot of people want to transfer because of pro potential. Harbor wants to transfer because of prestige and conference. Winbush wants us to compete. And Malvo is mad that he's not playing. Well, don't be a 65-7 overall. Custom schedules. It has us playing Virginia week 1. Okay, this has our bye weeks in week 0. And I think if we make this an empty week and make this an empty week, I want to face an FCS school week 1 or week 0. It's like FCS Northwest week 0. We're going to make this an open week, get a bye week there. And then this is where we're going to face off against Oregon. And this time it's our home, just because I said so. They went 15-2 last. They're the national champions. I think it only makes sense for them to play at home. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one's got to be at their stadium, and we're also going to make this against Washington State, I think, is who I want to face. Go against a rival. And there we go. So our bye weeks are going to be week 1 and week 10. Our rivalry games, we've got Hawaii week 12, Boise State week 5, Washington week 4, and Oregon week 2. That's going to be the schedule I'm going with. I'm going to just call it there. I'll make my scouting recruiting board next week. And that'll do it for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, you could leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think I can do better. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.